Hey guys, there with the one more time. A very warm welcome and a very good afternoon to all of you. Hope you guys are doing well, right? So, guys, in my previous session, I have talked about so many things. Right now, I'm going to talk about something that is very important for you because whenever you are going to give an interview, the interviewer are going to ask you some questions about Salesforce. So, what kind of questions they can ask you? I'm going to explain it in my today's session. So, guys, let's get started. Okay. So, the first question will be, what is Salesforce? This is one of the most basic Salesforce interview questions where the interviewer is simply checking if you can club your knowledge into a quick answer or not. Here is a short and straightforward answer to this Salesforce interview question that Salesforce is the most effective customer relationship management CRM product that is delivered to subscribers as a cost-effective software as a service that is called SaaS. Okay. So what is a custom object sales in Salesforce? In Salesforce, custom object refers specifically to database tables that store data related to your company in salesforce.com. What does a custom object permit the user to do? Once the platform object is defined, the subscriber can perform the following tasks. The first one is create custom tables. The second one is relate the custom object to other records, track events and tasks, build page layouts, create a custom tab for a custom object, analyze custom object data, create dashboards and reports, share custom tabs, custom apps, custom objects and various other related components. Okay, so what is self relationship? A self relationship is a lookup relationship to the same object. It is this premise that allows users to take the object merchandise and create relationship with other objects. What is object relationship overview? In Salesforce, the object relationship overview links custom object records to standard object records in a related list. This is helpful to track product defects in related customer cases. Salesforce allows users to define different types of relationships by creating custom relationship fields on an object. What can cause data loss in Salesforce? Data loss in Salesforce can be caused by a number of reasons, including changing data and date timing, migrating to percent, number, currency from other data types, changing from the multi-select pick list checkbox and a number to other types, altering to multi-select pick list from any type except pick list, changing to auto number except for text, changing from text area to email, phone, URL, and text. How is SaaS beneficial to Salesforce? SaaS is subscription based, so clients can choose not to renew and discontinue using the program at any time without penalty, other than not being able to use Salesforce. SaaS is intended to help users avoid heavy initial startup fees and investments. SaaS applications use a simple internet interface supported by easy integration. How does Salesforce track sales? Salesforce is a tracking program that records a number of helpful basic details such as number of customers served daily, daily sales volume, detailed reports from sales manager, sales figures by month or quarter. Most importantly, Salesforce tracks and reports repeat customer activity, which is the key to any sales organization. How many types of relationships are offered by Salesforce.com? Salesforce recognizes two relationship types. The first one is master detail relationships and lookup relationships. What is the trigger? The trigger is the code that is executed before or after the record is updated or inserted. So what is the difference between trigger and workflow? This is one of the most frequently asked Salesforce interview questions. Workflow is an automated process that fires an action based on evaluation criteria and rule criteria. As described above, trigger is the code that is executed on or after the record is updated or inserted. What is a static resource in Salesforce? With Salesforce static resource, subscribers can upload zip files, images, jar files, JavaScript, and CSS files that can be referred in a visual force page. The optimum size of static resources in Salesforce is 250 MB. What is the difference between force.com and salesforce.com? Force.com is a platform as a service, while salesforce.com is software as a service. Is there a limit for data.com records? Salesforce users can see their limit for from setup easily by simply clicking data.com. Administrations, okay, and users. From the data.com users section, the users can see their monthly limit and exactly how many records are exported during the month. What are the three types of object relations in Salesforce? The three types of object relations in Salesforce are one to many to many, master detail. What are the different types of reports available in Salesforce? The different types of reports in Salesforce are tabular report that displays the grand total in table, from matrix report where grouping is based upon both rows and columns, summary reports are detailed reports in which the grouping is based on columns, joint report which allows two, two or more reports to be joined in a single report. Is it possible to schedule a dynamic dashboard in Salesforce? What do you think? In Salesforce, it is not possible to schedule a dynamic dashboard. What is the junction object and what purpose does it serve? Junction objects are used to build many to many relations between objects. For example, the user can take a recruiting application where a position for a job can be linked to many candidates, or can link a candidate to many other jobs. In order to connect the data model, a third-party object is referred to as a junction object. In the given example, the junction object is job application. What is an audit trail? The audit trail function in Salesforce is useful for gaining information or for tracking all the recent setup changes that the administration has done in the organization. The audit trail can preserve data for up to 6 months. Explain the Salesforce dashboard. In Salesforce, the dashboard is a pictorial representation of the report. 20 reports can be added to a single dashboard. What is the difference between SOQL and SOSL? SOQL is Salesforce Object Query Language and SOQL is Salesforce Object Search Language. If you are sensing that Salesforce is a culture unto itself, you are correct. So what is wrapper class? A wrapper class is a class whole instances are a collection of other objects and is used to display different objects on a visual force page in the same table. What is the sharing rule? The sharing rules are applied when a user wishes to allow access to the users, to other users. Okay. So, what are the some benefits of using Salesforce? Salesforce comes with a number of benefits. The most major ones helps to understand the needs of a customer, provides a single communication platform for all the team members of a project. Reporting is quick and seamless, has a very high degree of adaptability, very easy to manage, can integrate with countless apps. Okay. What is an object in Salesforce? An object is a database table that contains data specific to an organization. There are two types of objects in Salesforce: the custom object and standard object. Standard object means a standard object is created by default in Salesforce, like contact, account, and lead. A custom object is created by the users and can contain any information that the users wants. You can create a custom location object to store information about the location of various branches of a company. What is the difference between static and dynamic dashboards? Static dashboards are the default dashboards which are visible to any user. You can use it to show organizational wide data to a set of users. Dynamic dashboards display data tailored for a specific user. You can use it to show one user specific data, such as the number of sales closed, leads converted, etc. So what do you mean by governor limits? Governor limits control how much data can be stored on a shared database. They help to ensure that no one monopolizes the shared resources. Okay, that is storage, CPU, memory. Here are some few examples of governor limits in Salesforce. Maximum CPU time on the Salesforce servers, okay, 10,000 ms. Total number of sent email methods allowed is 10. Total number of records retrieved by SOQL query is 50,000. Total number of call outs in a transaction is 100. So what are some things that you can do to prevent governor limits? Here are some basic practices you can follow to ensure that a code does not hit the governor limit. The bulkify your code. Use at the rate future appropriately. Okay, don't make any SOQL DML operations inside a loop. Queue large data sets. Use batch apex for more than 50,000 records. So what happens to master detail and lookup relationship when a record is deleted? In a master detail relationship, all the details are deleted when the master record is deleted. However, in a lookup relationship, the child record remains even when the percent record is deleted. What do you mean by a sandbox in Salesforce? In this Salesforce interview question, the interviewer expects a true answer. Okay, try giving as detailed answer as you can to prove your Salesforce knowledge. A sandbox is an exact replica of a database that can be used of testing and development. It is very helpful because it allows you to test out new ideas on the duplicate database without disturbing the original one. So there are four types of sandboxes in Salesforce. The first one is developer sandbox. It contains a copy of the production organization's metadata and is intended for both development and testing in an isolated environment. Developer Pro Sandbox. It performs the same function as the developer sandbox but can contain larger data sets. Partial copy sandbox. It is intended to be used only as a testing environment. It contains a sample of the production organization's data and its metadata. Full sandbox. It is intended to be used only as a testing environment. It is contains all the data of the production organizations, including objects, attachment, and metadata. Okay. So, how can you edit Apex classes in a production environment? You cannot edit Apex classes directly in a production environment. It needs to be first done in the sandbox, the deployed in production, where a user with author Apex permission can make the changes. So guys, these are the questions can be asked by an interviewer during the interview session. Kindly see the session and get the knowledge about the Salesforce. And if you want to know anything about Salesforce, kindly communicate with PCS Global. We are providing all the details and our batches are already going on. So kindly join our batches and get the proper knowledge about Salesforce and be a part of PCS Global. And kindly enroll in our another master classes and webinars also. Every Saturday our master classes and webinars are going on. It's in Salesforce, it's in Python full stack development, it's in Java DevOps and Java full stack development, and many more. So guys, you can communicate with us and get the proper knowledge. If you wanted to know what kind of technology is for you, you can join our free internship programs also. From that internship programs, you can get the knowledge about your domain. Okay, so this is for today's session, guys. So bye for now. Kindly subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon, and